I have been asked many times to create a video that explains the difference between a brand identity and a brand strategy, and also have been asked if any creative can do a brand strategy or not. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the basic steps of what doing a brand strategy consists of and the difference between a full strategy versus identity. Doing a brand strategy is not only an excellent way to help a client, but it can also make you more income in the process. Now, brand identity is expressed through creativity, while brand strategy is expressed through strategic thinking. Identity is when designers create the visual image to represent that company. Brand strategy is a series of research and discovery steps that are done to position a brand or company in the eyes of the consumer. Brand strategy and brand identity both have the mission to create a perception of what a company is all about, what they stand for, who they represent, what that company should be chosen over other options for, what makes their brands unique, and it shows why this business exists beyond making money. And I'm going to be getting into examples of these steps in this video. Now, when a client comes to you and says he needs branding, they usually think that it's just a logo and maybe think of some other visual elements like their website or packaging. Now, this confusion between logo and branding can be blamed with the rise of social media marketing and e-commerce platforms like Amazon. Entrepreneurs learn from their gurus all about advertising, since this is how these platforms make money. But they understand very little about what branding is. When I heard this, I said, what in the world do these gurus think branding is? Because whether they realize it or not, a company will always be thought of in a certain way. There will always be a certain personality that comes across to clients or customers or whoever interacts with them. So if a company doesn't pay attention to what their branding is about, it'll be left up to whatever people want to think of it, instead of making them think a certain way. Disney's branding for 90 years has been that of being magical and the possibility of reaching dreams. It's touched kids during their childhood, where the world is an endless possibility. And then those kids grow up and they go to Disney World or Disneyland to feel that magic again when they're older. If Walt Disney had not figured out what he wanted to be perceived as, what messages he wanted to put out into the world, and what personality he wanted his company to be thought with, maybe people would know that there was Mickey Mouse, but there would not be that emotional connection to the company, and it would not be continuing to thrive and boom like never ever before, even now. So a brand strategy consists of taking a company and first helping it figure out their internal values, their mission, and their vision. What does it stand for? Where does it see itself going in the future? And how is it going to accomplish that? Now, I know this can be a little hard to picture without actual examples, so let's take a company that I love to buy from. They're called Paper Culture. They sell and print any kind of card, and I always design my own cards and then have them printed by them every year since they got me hooked. I switched over from moo.com and I've never looked back, and here is how. Their values aligned with me. They state that at Paper Culture, we design for a world of trees because we fear for a world without them. So even though they print on paper, they're giving back to nature with every customer order. Their mission is to help design quality products that help solve the bigger issue of not enough forests. And how they do this is that every order plants a tree. So when you order cards from them, you will not just be getting high quality printing, but you're also going to be contributing to a bigger mission. You can see here where they say, with every order we plant a tree in honor of your purchase. Our team literally picks up shovels and plants trees in our local community. Together, we're proud to have planted over 1 million trees. I mean, that's so cool. I want to be a part of this, so why would I ever go to Shutterfly or moo.com? Now, the next step of a strategy is positioning the company in comparison to their competitors. This includes figuring out their target audience, the weaknesses and strengths of their competitors, finding gaps of where these competitors are not meeting the needs of the target audience, and then what will be the difference of this brand. So first, who are they trying to attract to buy cards from them? It won't be everyone on earth. There's going to be people who don't care about planting trees or sustainability or more premium paper, and also people who don't ever bother even sending cards anymore. So their target audience are those that are probably getting married or having a new baby that want to send invitations or announcements, maybe families that want to send holiday cards, and usually women in the age bracket of 30 to 60 who are willing to spend more money for quality. So if you are doing this brand strategy for a company, you would get into detail of what their target audience does for a living, what they like to do for hobbies, are they married, do they have kids, what are their religious and social beliefs, so that you can ensure the brand is really crafted in a way that will not repel but actually attract their target audience. So then getting into how they are going to position themselves above the competitors. When you look through this awesome comparison chart on their site, you can see how they set themselves apart from some of the top companies that print cards, such as Tiny Prints, Minted, Shutterfly and Snapfish. As you can see, their main difference is if you do business with them, you're not affecting the planet as much as if you did it with other people. They also talk about their level of customer service, that they have some free added-on services such as envelope printing, and their level of paper is much higher weight quality, 144 pounds. Plus, they not only plant trees with every purchase, but they use 100% recycled paper, so no new trees are cut down to produce their products. I also know their quality is much better than these others. For the price that you're actually getting, it's awesome. So now we're getting into their brand personality, and this is all about what character do they want to be portraying to their audience. There's something called a brand archetype, and it's like a stereotype for a certain type of person. You have the outlaws, the jesters, the magicians, the lover, the angel, and other characters like you would see portrayed in movies. So each brand, each company needs to choose how they want to be portrayed and have one of these brand archetypes, that it's going to be what they follow in all their communications and visual appearances. So for paper culture, they are the caregiver. They're all about helping you in your wedding or with your new baby or to send holiday cards to your family. And their messaging throughout is soft and warm, like that of a caregiver or a mother. This should then be followed through in their brand story. And it is, as you can see here, they not only care about the customer, but they care about the world and making it a more livable place for everyone, which is something that their target audience also cares about, so they resonate with them. And then we get into the brand identity. So first I write down a bunch of keywords that best represent the personality and all I've learned about their values, mission, personality, and the positioning of a company. So for paper culture, this could be simplicity, organic, earth, trees, caring, soft, loving, planet, culture, sustainability, eco-friendly. And then I can Google these words and get a bunch of imagery that best represents it. I then put it all together into a mood board, paying attention to keeping the images in coordinating colors, maybe removing some that don't work or fit. And then I will extract colors from the images to form the color palette. This is going to uncover how the general mood would look. As you can see, paper culture uses the soft greens, deep forest greens, warm grays, and dark grays to communicate this mood that best represents the character of their company. So from there, it's time to create the logo and figure out what would be the best visual representation of the brand in a logo format. So for paper culture, simplicity is a very clear vibe throughout, and their logo really carries that through. They aren't trying to be flashy and extravagant, nor bold and techy. They're simple, soft, and organic, and the fonts they use are a nice combination to contribute to that message. The way they display the images, the styles of their designs, they show them all are very aligned to this whole culture that they've created. If you look on their Instagram page, it's all earthy and carries through the messaging and their visual expression. So the branding is the personality of the company. It's what grounds it in a solid foundation to allow it to grow in a recognizable way to attract their ideal customers. It's there that marketing picks up and will become much easier and cost-effective. Because if they refer back to this strategy and identity that was put in place, which will be put in a guide, before they create any piece of marketing material such as an ad or any social posts, they will ensure they're continuing to put out messages that are not just random or disconnected to who they are, but that push their brand out further to reach more and more of who they want to attract. It won't be right for everyone, but they don't care, as they're going to stand strongly for their own brand. So with each of these steps, there are in-depth research exercises that must be done. And you must work with your client to help them uncover their vision, their mission, their values, who they want to attract, what they want to be known for, and you will ensure that your client takes what you created and actually goes out into the world and uses it to really grow their business. It's so sad when I see brand strategies that don't get used, but rather where companies just go doing whatever the latest marketing fad is, and then they don't get anywhere. Marketing will work half as well without a solid brand strategy in place. There are some awesome books and courses that go deeper into the topic of brand strategy that I'm going to link to in the description below that I've personally read and taken to actually help myself be better able to serve my own clients. The Brand Master Secrets is exceptionally thorough, and it gives you everything you need to do a really thorough brand strategy, including the in-depth templates, the guides, the done-for-you systems to do one seamlessly for your clients and with them. So when a client asks you for a logo, now you're equipped to say, are you sure you just need a logo? Let's meet on what your business is and where you want to go with it. And now if you don't want to get into a full strategy with your client, that's okay. You as a designer do not have to do that. You can absolutely just do only the brand identity. But you gotta make sure that they have these answers to the questions figured out. What are their brand values? What's their mission? What is their vision? Who's their target audience? Why would a customer choose them over their competitors? What is their differentiator? And what is their personality and messaging? How do they want to be perceived by their customers? Because without these questions answered, it makes our jobs as designers so much harder and will also not be as effective for them as a company. A full brand strategy cannot be taken for granted as one of the best investments any company could ever do for themselves and their business. So thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you and if it explained what a brand strategy was well, and if you have any other questions regarding strategy and identity. As always, I appreciate you letting me know you like this video with a thumbs up, and please subscribe for future videos on the subject of design. I'm gonna see you next time.